we are going to be doing geography, your geographic grade 12 term 1 work, tropical cyclone. So this is your term 1 work. On our last segment videos we did mid-latitude cyclone under the chapter of climate and weather. So now we are going to be doing tropical cyclone. So this is all the information that you need to know in tropical cyclone. So you must be able to give or mention or know the general characteristics of mid-latitude of tropical cyclone, the area of formation, factors necessary for the formation of tropical cyclone, stages of development, associated weather patterns. You must know the cross section through a tropical cyclone, know the impact on human activities, social economic precautions and management strategies, identification of synoptic weather map and satellite, identify the stages of development on a synoptic weather map, reading and interpretation of applicable weather case studies. This is the most important one. They bring them in case study form. Must be able to read the case study and understand it, give the impact, give the evidence. Yeah, that's all you need to know on tropical cyclone. So here we are going through the general characteristics. So we must, before we get into them, you must know that the tropical cyclone is, they may ask this question: what is a tropical cyclone? And especially in trials, in final preparation for the final exams. So you must be able to tell them that it intensely developed low pressure system associated with severe storms and heavy wind. So let us give the general characteristics of tropical cyclone. Obviously you don't need to know all of them, but just need to grab some, maybe 4 or 5, just for those questions, 1 mark question, 2 mark question. They may ask you maybe on a synoptic weather map chart, give an evidence that the tropicals, that the weather associated or the weather element is tropical cyclone. You must tell them that it's represented by circular isobars enclosing and low pressure. They originate from, if they mention the oceans and gave those the degrees from 0, 30, 60, 90, you must tell them that this is a tropical cyclone because they originate over tropical oceans. So I'm sorry for the background sound. So, and also you can give another evidence that temperature, it is greater than 27 degrees Celsius. It develops in the east wind belt region called easterlies. They move from east to west. Remember, our mid-latitude cyclone moves from west to east. This is a mid-latitude. Then our tropical cyclone moves from east, and it develops here at the equatorial region. It moves from the east to west. Then it might have it erratic, and it is represented by I. I is some symbol like this, showing the rotation. This is an I, showing the rotation. So they move from east to west. They associated with what? Clockwise, and then it is low pressure. So low pressure in the southern hemisphere moves in clockwise direction. Then high pressure moves in anti-clockwise. So just because a tropical cyclone develops around a low pressure, so it moves clockwise direction. Size, the average between 300 and 500 kilometers in diameter, in the eye being 30 kilometers in the diameter. They follow erratic paths. When they're talking about erratic path, I say this is the globe. This is your Africa. So they follow an erratic path. They follow this path until they reach South Africa. They reach in the southern hemispheres. So, which makes them difficult to predict their movement. This is as a result of temperature difference over the oceans, then curves them away from the equator. Remember, you will understand this the last statement when we are doing the condition necessary for the formation. In order for tropical cyclone to form, it need an ocean which is 27 or 26.5 degrees greater temperature in order for them to start to rotate. So that is it. So let's see each location. In the graph they can bring, you see, these are the tropical cyclone. They can bring this this photograph. These are your tropical cyclone, these are your tropical cyclone, these are your tropical cyclones, and they are being called in different names. Here in South Africa we call them tropical cyclone. We call them tropical cyclone. South Africa and Madagascar, we call them tropical cyclone. In Northern America, see here, they call them hurricanes. In America, they call them hurricanes. Australia, this side, they call them willy willies. But you don't really need to know these things, but for knowledge sake, then they call them typhoon in Asia, a cyclone in India and Mauritius. So you see its location. It's on the tropic wind belt. In grade 11 you dealt with the suns, feral suns and all those suns, so you know this is a tropical region. It's a tropical region. They form around here. This is your tropical cyclones. These are your tropical cyclones. So I want us to go to we did general characteristics, area of formation. Now we are going to factors necessary for the formation. When you are studying, use the exam guideline in order for you. This is your scope. Actually, you don't need to go around doing the all textbook. Just need to take your examination guideline with you and start answering these bullets. Start answering. So these are your conditions necessary for the formation of tropical cyclone. This one I've already dealt with, that it need sea surface temperature that is over 27 degrees Celsius. That is over 27 degrees Celsius. Means that it need hot water in order for it to start to form, to rotate. So let's hear the reason why it requires more than 27 degrees Celsius temperature. This promote evaporation. Evaporation causes what? Latent heat. So the high temperatures necessary for the formation of low pressure cells in the why they may ask you why tropical cyclone requires high temperature. You must tell them to maintain the low pressure cell. It promotes high temperature, promote evaporation, then it reduces friction. You know, friction is anything that opposes the motion, and tropical cyclone is moving very fast. So if it has friction, so it will stop. Then this high temperature minimize what? Friction over the sea surface. Water vapor content over the sea greater and contain latent heat. This latent heat is caused by the water vapor that is being caused by the evaporation. This latent heat forms or trigger the full development of cyclone. It maintains the rotation. You see, latent heat is more like it gets fueled whenever you get more temperature. So again, it needs the unstable atmospheric pressure. Unstable atmospheric pressure means that this atmospheric pressure has high temperatures, as wind, thunderstorms. Yeah, it's not cold, it's just hot in there. So this unstable atmospheric pressure is necessary for convection and for release of latent heat as air rises. It forms between 5 and 25 degrees north and south latitudes. These are your 5 degrees. I'm sorry. So this is your 5 degrees and 25 degrees latitude. So that's where the tropical cyclone stands. This is because of you know that the Coriolis force start at above 25 degrees north and south latitude from the equator. So for this tropical cyclone to occur, it needs that Coriolis force in order to promote the spiraling. And at this latitude, the temperature is very high. At the equator, temperature is very high. It's easy for mid-latitude to form. So in our next video, we'll be dealing with the stages of development in details. So do not forget to like and subscribe this video and share it to other people.